Welcome to this 14th iteration of my Entering the Stream and Beyond Sutta Study with Meditation workshop. This idea of coming with a workshop was suggested by one of you who attended my previous workshops here. I don't know whether she's here. One of you from here suggested that I should have a workshop on stream entry. Since then, I have been contemplating on that. I decided to do one this time, although I have been doing the research for many years. You would have read in my preface the background behind the creation of this workshop. I wrote a book called The Session Experiences and the Notion of Enlightenment. Tentative findings of a preliminary research that was way back in 1998, I think. At that time, I wrote the book in answer to a question that was posed to me by a Malaysian nun while I was in Panditarama in Yangon. That was way back in 1994 when I was there. But the book came much later because at that time I wrote her a written answer. Later on, I elaborated on it to produce a booklet. It was about succession experiences, which seems to be the gold standard for some meditative traditions in Myanmar to determine the authenticity of stream entry. But I also had some apprehension about the efficacy of this gold standard even then. And so this is a sequel to my research, because at that time it was just a preliminary research. Now I've made further research, more in-depth research into the suttas. At that time when I wrote that first booklet, my information was based mostly on the theory and practice of the Mahasi tradition. I didn't have many, or rather hardly any sutta references there, except for a few. Let me start off by giving you an overview of the workshop. We will start off today with the when and what, the process and nature of stream entry. The next one is conditions for attainment, the how of stream entry. Once we know the process of attaining stream entry, and we also know the nature of stream entry, now the problem is how to get there. The third section is the then and what, the qualities of a stream enterer. Let's say we already know the conditions for attainment, and somebody believes or claims that he has become one, or you yourself think that you have become one. How can we really know that one is a stream enterer? Is there a checklist that we can refer to? This is what this section is all about. We are going through the suttas to see what the suttas say about the qualities of a stream enterer. The fourth section is the but. Why is it so difficult to authenticate its attainment? In the third section, you will come across the Dhamma mirror discourse, where the Buddha gave a set of criteria whereby a person can declare, if he wants to, that he or she has become a stream enterer. I'm sure you would have read it in your workbook, and it seems too simple to be true. It's not so easy, really, to declare that you're a stream enterer. That's why we want to look at this from the point of view of the suttas. This came about because of this gold standard that is still currently being used in many Buddhist meditative traditions, particularly from Burma, who say that the gold standard for authenticating the attainment of stream entry is the ability to enter into Phala Samapatti, or fusion attainment. That's what we will investigate. The last section has nothing to do with stream entry. It's more about how much you could comprehend and retain by participating in this workshop, and also what sort of benefits you got. Since this is a Sutta study with meditation workshop, your discussions will be interspersed by guided meditation practice. I call this open mindfulness. It's also sometimes called open awareness. But I prefer to call it open mindfulness in order to differentiate awareness from mindfulness, which are not really synonymous. I'm sure that many of you come from a closed eye meditation tradition. If you train your mind to practice with your eyes closed, then when your eyes are open, you have a very good excuse. Cannot meditate. Cannot close my eyes. For people who come from this closed eye meditation tradition, when they join my retreats, I ask them to open their eyes. And the first thing they complain is, how to meditate? So many distractions. It's going to be quite a steep learning curve for you to open your eyes, but please be patient and persistent. Yeah, you may blink as many times as you want to, but try to keep your eyes open. It is called open mindfulness because we are opening up our mindfulness to all the senses, first to the 5 senses, and then especially to the 6th sense. During your wakeful hours in your daily life, are your eyes open most of the time or closed most of the time? Open, right? If you train your mind to practice only when your eyes are closed, then you have a very good excuse, cannot meditate because I can't close my eyes. That's why my emphasis in my retreats and my workshops is on practical application in daily life. I think that you would have had a taste of it just now when you were eating. You could see that this practice of open mindfulness can be really useful and can be applicable anytime, actually, if and when you want to practice. Just now when you were eating, I guess it's easier to open your eyes, but afterwards, when we are having a guided practice in this enclosed space with less sense stimuli, then you might find it a bit boring. Because here, no crunching sound to hear, no nice smell, no nice taste. Everything seems to be bland. You only see what is in front of you and feel your body, that's about all. But please be persistent and persevere. Like I said, even though there's nothing obvious going on, at least you know your tongue is still there, right? At least you know you're breathing. It's good enough just to notice that you're breathing, that your tongue is still there, that your ears are still there, and you just move around the 5 senses. Your discussion will be interspersed by this guided meditation. Maybe not very long, maybe about 15 or 20 minutes or less than that, depending on how much time we have. And then you will continue with your discussion.